I waited in my formal attire, the necktie squeezing my neck, gazing at lines of seats where my relatives ought to have sat. My device glowed with their chuckles, drinking mixed drinks by the ocean, toasting my siblings' prospects as mine fell apart. I wasn't merely overlooked, I was wiped out, and what they requested afterward. It shattered my existence. I'm called Ethan Reed, and I was raised in a neat residence in Toledo, Ohio, where each pane gleamed but the barriers concealed deceptions. We appeared as the ideal household, mother, father, my brother Lucas, and myself. The type you'd spot in a mounted picture, all artificial grins and rigid stances. Yet within, it was Lucas's spotlight. He was the star child, the one with the football awards, the elite university ambitions, the destiny my folks, Linda and Mark, wagered all on. What about me? I was the youngster in the side, drawing urban views with lead, pursuing tailies in strokes and shades. Creativity was my life force, but they never noticed. I'd remain awake long, carbon marking my fingers, constructing realms where I wasn't unseen. Meals were Lucas's performance, his newest score, his university applications. If I brought up my illustrations, father would mumble, "That's neat, Ethan," his gaze already fixed on Lucas's grades. Mother's beam was harsher, slim, as if pampering a child. At 15, I figured out to conceal my creations, since revealing them seemed like yelling into a gale. But an issue lingered in our home. Mother's tone would fracture when addressing father, keen and fragile. Lucas's smile appeared practiced, as though performing a role. I'd notice father massaging his forehead, eyeing invoices on the surface, his quietness oppressive. An element was decaying, and nobody would label it. At 16, I discovered a bill in father's jacket slot, wrinkled and abandoned. It was for a borrowing, a large one with terms like security and past due marked in crimson. My pulse quickened as I pushed it away, acting like I hadn't viewed it. But it stuck to me, a specter murmuring that our flawless kin was a falsehood. Creativity turned into my refuge. My secondary school instructor, Mr. Kane, spotted passion in my drafts. "You possess a perspective, Ethan," he stated, his stare firm as if he trusted it. He urged me to join a local creativity competition at 17, and I succeeded, a grant to a visual institute in Cleveland. I dashed back, gripping the prize, believing this was my chance. Mother looked briefly, remarked, "That's pleasant," and shifted to Lucas's university admission note. Father didn't bother glancing from his brew. That evening I overheard them murmuring in the study. "Lucas is our escape route," Mother declared, her tone icy. "Ethan's sketches. They're merely a stage, a stage." The term sliced sharper than a knife. I lingered in the shadows, my prize shaking in my grasp. But that wasn't the harshest part. By 21, I was at Visual Institute, managing on grants and coffee shop hours. I encountered Alex, a cinema learner with a soft chuckle and a talent for noticing me. We'd lounge in the workshop, him adjusting his writings, me polishing my visuals, his inquiries making me sense vibrant. My closest companion, Jordan, was my ignition. She dragged me to creativity events, her sound strong enough to overpower my uncertainties. They were my anchor when my relatives allowed me to wander. My folks never inquired about my existence. They'd message regarding Lucas, his placements, his advanced degree intentions. Once I informed them, I'd crafted an emblem for a neighborhood library, my initial genuine assignment. Father's response: "Chat with Lucas, he's landed a major meeting." Each phrase recalled I was the backup. Then arrived my marriage. Alex knelt on an icy pond, his exhale misting while presenting a simple metal band. I immersed myself in organizing manually sketched notices, a modest location beneath Cleveland skies. I dispatched invites to Mother, Father, and Lucas, my speech faltering on their messages. "Please attend," I uttered. "It signifies all." Mother messaged in return, "Will attempt." I clutched that delicate optimism, picturing them beaming as I proceeded down the path. Days prior, Father phoned. "Ethan, we can't attend," he mentioned, his tone dull. "Lucas is betrothed, and we're marking it in Barbados. It's significant for us." I questioned why my occasion didn't count. He exhaled as if I was an annoyance. "You're okay, Ethan. This concerns the kin." I disconnected, my neck scorching. The marriage buzzed with Alex's promises, Jordan's shouts, his folks' affectionate hugs. But those vacant seats glared back, chilly and blaming. During the gathering, I examined my device, a clip from Mother. Them by the shore, raising glasses to Lucas and his betrothed, Sophia. The label to our promising tomorrow, my marriage, not a mention. I attempted to advance, to concentrate on Alex, on my profession. I was advancing in my visual company, securing promotions, my title in regional journals, but the injury worsened. A week following the marriage, Mother phoned, her manner abrupt. "Ethan, we require your aid with a borrowing." I stiffened. "What borrowing?" She asserted it was for my education, an obligation they'd settled ages back. Now they wanted it for Lucas's marriage. "It's fair," she remarked. "His occasion matters." My palms trembled. I settled my borrowings alone, extended evenings, independent tasks, each penny from my personal funds. There was no obligation. They were fabricating, attempting to bind me to Lucas's splendor. I stated I'd verify and disconnected, my core pounding on my chest. Alex embraced me as I collapsed, his tone resolute. "They can't continue this." That evening, I rummaged through financial logs, messages, prior reports. Each borrowing was settled, covered by me. Mother's contact wasn't regarding funds. It was about holding me low, a gear in their system where Lucas glowed and I diminished. I contacted Mother again, my tone frigid as frost. I verified, "My borrowings are settled, there's no obligation." She faltered. "You're mistaken, Ethan, Lucas's marriage." I interrupted her. "Halt. You fabricated." Then it surged forth, the reality I'd suppressed since that bill. "I know about the borrowings, Mother, the ones you concealed, the funds you invested in Lucas's existence, his institutions, his journeys, his excursions. You assumed I'd never notice." Quietness. Then Father's tone, piercing. "How bold of you." But I persisted. "You wagered all on Lucas and now you're destitute, right? That's why you're approaching me. You exhausted everything and I'm the one you're draining to sustain the deception." The connection became utterly silent. Then Mother, her tone quivering, stated, "We did what was necessary." It struck like a mallet. They hadn't simply preferred Lucas. They'd risked their existences, our dwelling, their reserves, on him, trusting he'd rescue them. And when it fell short, they shifted to me, the offspring they'd disregarded to support their collapsing domain. That bill I'd uncovered wasn't merely document. It was evidence of their hopelessness, their disloyalty, their decision to entomb me to preserve themselves. I severed them that day. No further contacts, no further pleading for their dignity. I selected myself. Alex, Jordan, 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 Jordan.